I just want to tell Donald Trump and the Americans, Mark Carney is still doing a good job looking out for Canadians. At the end of the day, the Canadian government is looking out for what is best for the Canadian citizens. I, as a GTF2 member, work for both countries. I work for both Canada and the States. I can't promise you everything. I know you're looking for better solutions. I know you're looking to recover as a country, and I know you only trying to survive just like everybody. I'll see what I can do. I know they shut down oil supplies to the states from to your refinery or something. Uh, I did not order that, although it was kind of obvious that it would happen. Canadian government wants to prove its point that Canada is strong and Canada will stand for Canada, right? But I work for both, so I'll try to mitigate the situation between both countries, so both countries can rise from this. This is only a temporary crisis, and does not mean we have to be enemies. At the end of the day, uh, so we'll see. I would rather do business anyways, globally, as an inventor and president of my own company. I would rather deal with people global on the global scale, anyways, uh, without sacrificing my country. To me, is the saying Canada comes first because I'm a Canadian citizen, but I work for both. You know what I mean? Uh, and I can see the states are having a rough time. Yeah, I check on the news, and there's posts about shelves being empty of food, uh, because of the tariffs, stuff like that. Uh, you know, I understand the situation is not easy. I see a lot of posts of people protesting in the states. They're protesting Donald. Uh, People are realizing, uh, they're in a rut. They want better. Uh, I don't want to personally annex everybody in the states. I would rather you keep your flag and we make a better arrangement, put simply, between the two countries. Uh, but if ultimately at the end of the day I am forced to annex the states, there will be some positive sides to the thing, for the Americans. Uh, but the Canadian government doesn't really want that to happen because it would put a way bigger toll on the Canadian infrastructure. You know, uh, you know, uh, we're just a nation trying to survive as well, just like the states. Uh, I would rather, honestly, uh, we can make better deals. Uh, I'll see what I can do. There's no promise. I'll try talking to GTF2, uh, and we'll go from there. For the time being, there's not much I can do. There's just not much I can do. I'm not the one who issued tariffs. You know, uh, but I can kind of understand. So I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'll talk to GTF2. Uh, See if we can work a better deal. It will take some time. Things won't happen overnight. But what the thing about it is, I saw that a lot of stocks are recovering. Uh, Seems to be going higher than there were a few like last week. Uh, so uh, things will work out. Uh, and I know the states just want to restructure and have more business done in the states for the states. You know what I mean? I think the states went diversified way too much to overseas countries. Uh, that's the thing. Although, it was mentioned, I saw a post. Some people are comparing American products to other countries' products, and uh, they have a point. You know, some food in the states are made using chemicals that are banned in most countries. Like cereal. Uh, I think the states have a lot of work to do without meaning anything bad. I mean this all in good heart. I think you have a lot of work to do overall. You know, I'm not as in the states. I don't know how exactly it is in the states. I'm just going by researching what I see on the news and posts from people and what I personally know already. I'm just going by my known knowledge. So don't quote me on things and don't take things personal. Uh, but I think you definitely have a lot of work on your plate, and I can see that previous presidencies have just wasted a lot of money, uh, wasted a lot of resources, uh, and then it led to the states to suffer. Uh, that's the thing when you elect someone to lead a country. And I look at all U.S. elections. It's always the same. You get hyped for a new president. 4 years down the drain. Trump seems to be the only one who actually wants to make a difference in the states, from what I can see. Obama wasn't that bad, but out of all the U.S. presidents I know and looked into, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Donald Trump. No offense. You know, uh, just going against Canada. I'm a Canadian citizen. What do you expect? I'm gonna fight for my country. You know what I mean? I was born in Canada and raised in Canada and all my life. Of course I'm gonna stand up for my country, and please, Canadian citizens, don't think I'm stabbing you in the back by trying to better the states. I simply work for both. That's my role. I'm a JTF2 member. I'm an active JTF2 member. I serve both countries, and the states are really in the dark hole compared to Canadians. Look at us. We issued tariffs on American goods. I haven't been shopping a lot in stores, uh, but I don't see that much of a difference. I don't hear people complaining about tariffs. I don't hear people complaining about the price of stuff, more than usual. Obviously things are expensive. It's still in Canada. It's hard to live, it's hard to go by sometimes. But I don't hear people, the majority part, complaining much, about the situation. Uh, it's like, really? It's not that bad, Uh, depends on what, depends on what and where, you know. We're willing to fight back against these tariffs by issuing tariffs ourselves, and funding the businesses to stay in operation despite issuing tariffs, right? You know what I mean? That's how Canada works. We are strong, and we have a lot of resources. We have a lot of proud people, and we stand together. But the states always being led by a corrupt leader, and business in the states, it's all corrupt. It was all corrupt. Money greases the wheel. You know what I mean? Uh, so keep that in mind, Canadians. If I try to help the states a little, while I'm helping the Canadians, you know what I mean? I'm trying to mitigate the situation. I'm just doing my job, you know. And as a businessman, I'm looking for all possible business venues. Uh, you know, I want my company to grow, and I want my inventions to be a thing. I want them to be on the market. I want them to exist. You know, so uh, there you go, there you go. So yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm talking to GTF2 on a daily basis. Keep that in mind. I can't promise you anything. You know, what ultimately happens, but I'll see what I can do. And they monitor me all the time, so they're already on it, right? And I'm not the only one working. You know, it's obvious that just Americans, you know, weren't necessarily aware of certain things and went with what they had, which is sad sometimes when you look at it. You know, you boast about your superiority, but look at what's going on right now. You have to realize we're not that superior to begin with. With all due respect, you know, no offense. You know, you were being misled over the years. You know, and it's okay to invest in another country or deal with another country, but when it comes at a detriment to your own people, you know, that's a problem. And when your leaders are shady, that's the problem. So I'm simply trying to mitigate the situation between the two. Mark Carney's still doing a good job. Donald Trump's not doing a bad job either. You know, he's just looking for what's best for the states. You know, and before Americans accuse him of treason, look at what's going on. That's Donald Trump's point. You know, you need Canada people. That's the thing. You need Canadians right now. That's the point that Donald Trump is trying to make overall, from what I can see, you know, you need Canada to survive. That's how bad your situation is. You desperately need another country to come and aid, and we can't give you everything. You know, we have our own people to watch and provide for, but we'll try. I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I am a little more open minded than I was to work with the states. You know, seeing what I saw, you know, it's like, oh, obvious, you know, damn. Sorry for the language. uh, and as a business person, business investor and inventor, I kind of need all the help I can get. You know, I need all the funding I can get, regardless, right? So I need everybody to kind of pitch in, anyways, and work together. Uh, I'm not asking you for millions. I'm just asking you to kind of work together, right? You know what I mean? For now. If you want to invest, go to your bank and ask to buy stock and income, and go from there. You know what I mean? I don't give the money to me. Go to a bank and invest, buy stock. You know, and you'll have a return no matter what, because the company keeps. You know what I mean? The company keeps going up in value. So there. I might have convinced a little friend to invest something. I don't know. We'll see.